recovered by Albright. Broncos take possession, first down, 15 yards to go. At their 33-yard line.
Okay, that.
Owen Littow, the ball carrier.
You got to pick up the backside, right?
Tackle line 10 men.
Yeah.
It's just coming in there and swallowing them up.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a 2-yard carry. Going to bring up a second down and a 13 here. Playing up front. Boy, he is a big dude. Landon Deuster, number 99 on the right side. Left side, Brody Kanehans. And Stewart goes again with quarterback under center. Looking to pass this, pitch it out again. This is pitched out to Littow, and he gets across midfield. And he's going to be down about the 37-yard line of the Mustangs.
Yeah, that's having to go away from Deuster, right? So they go on that offside set. Nice little cut back there. Good vision by Littow to come across midfield back towards the angle. Good yards on that carry.
It looks like 3rd down and 5 here for the Broncos. First possession here, and of course 10-minute clock. And if you're running the ball, boy, they don't take long for that thing to run out here.
Yeah, so Broncos see if they can get, probably, manageable deal here, 4-down territory, I'd even presume. So just got to see if they get picked up here.
Same tight formation in the backfield at Littow. Can hand this one straight away, and they're going to eat him up right at the line of scrimmage. Getting in there, they put Deuster on the left side that time because that's where they've been running, and he'll make the tackle, and that'll go for no gain, and it's 4th and 5.
Yeah, that's just really good job. That's effort from him, too. He just come right through, made a little arm move to get free, and you know what, you might be looking to go to the air on this kind of a play, but you got to manage that up front, so you either got to find where he's at and do your audible when you go set, and try to take it on. But now he's going to be lined up at nose guard, so it looks like they're going to move him constantly, make sure the Broncos stay honest.
Yeah, it is Cade Rum, the starting quarterback, all-state quarterback for the Stewart Broncos, is probably not even 80%, but he's out there starting right here. He does go back under center here. Going to go back, looking to pass. Looking, has a man open. It's Atwood. Atwood has the first down and knocked out of bounds at the 30, as you mentioned. Go to the air, and that's going to be a 7-yard pass and catch from Rum to Atwood Albright.
Yeah, and Bo Boniface out there done the coverage, just a good route that time, get a little separation. If you're a defender on that deal, you got to know who you're guarding and know where them sticks are. So you might not want to give them that kind of cushion right there. You got a little outside help with the outside of the field. Maybe you gave them too much spot there, but good job by the Broncos to keep the sticks moving.
All right, first down of 15 here for the Broncos. First pass is completed. Now back to passes around again. Looking in the middle, Atwood will catch this one, and this one's going to go for about 4 yards before he's swallowed up there. Lanham Skirtlint is one of the guys making the tackle there.
Good job protection that time of the Broncos. Cameron Kaup had that kind of sealed up for a little while. Deuster was able to break free for a short bit, but if you don't hang on to the ball for a long time, quick in and out, as you see a lot of times in Monday night, Sunday night football, right? They do that quarterback count. 2-3 seconds, get it out. Rum might have had it for 2 seconds, got rid of it. Good protection that time for the Broncos.
7:18 to go here in the first quarter. First possession for either team. Stewart has it at the 25 of the Mustangs. Hand it forward, and the ball's loose, knocked out of the hands of Schmaderer by who else but Landon Deuster. Puts a lick on Schmaderer and is covered up. And the defense for the Mustangs on the first carry by Schmaderer gets a turnover.
Yeah, outstanding defense by Deuster. He's just shooting right through. They actually shot a little bit of a gap, it looked to me like through there, but number one rule for running back, ball security, right? So tuck that thing in, keep it going through so nobody can smack it around. So tough break for the Broncos. Mustangs came to play.
All right, and now it's going to be the Mustangs here. With it now first down to 15, 7:08 to go. They're going to split in the first quarter, that is, split out to the right side. Kanehans out to the right side. Split backs in the backfield with Boniface. Boniface going to look to pass, looking to pass. They're looking to go deep on the first play from scrimmage, and it's going to be dropped right into the hands. What a dime dropped in there by the quarterback Boniface, but dropped by Knehans. They went for the end zone on the first play from scrimmage.
Why not? You made the bus trip up. You got a good little turnover. A lot of times after turnover, you think, I'm going to go deep, and you said it. That was a dime. Fell right in his hands. I suppose the sun had a little something to do with that, and Knehans could not pull that in, but it was. He had it in his fingers twice.
Wow.
Big break for the Broncos.
That does stop the clock, bring up a second down and 15, but a good defensive stop. Got the Mustangs the ball in their own territory. Now they're going to go with the quarterback under center. Tim Benzel is going to be the eye back. Do have a little offset eye as a fullback. Look for him to be a leading blocker for Tim Benzel. Quarterback also leading a block. Here's a good push for about 5 yards straight ahead for Tim Benzel before he's brought down there by the Stewart Broncos. I thought that was number 8, but it was not. Who was
Cameron
that?
Kaup.
Cameron Kaup.
Yep.
All right, number 6.
Yep.
Cameron
Jersey's
Kaup.
just come up on there. So.
Yeah, you can see that. It looks like a 0 now when he gets
exactly
up.
right. So decent line pressure right there. I would have liked to seen on that last play a little more pressure going to that quarterback just for the simple fact he wasn't going to be able to run. But Broncos got to maintain and manage that first down. So if you get a stop here on the sticks, manage the field, maybe swap field positions, but you got to have a stop here.
3rd down and 6 here for the Mustangs on their own 28-yard line. Their first possession going to go with the sweep out to Tim Benzel, bringing it back into the inside. Great defensive in play by the Broncos out there. And I believe that was Tommy Paxton that went in for his linebackers to make the tackle.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent job setting the edge, as they call it. Defensive end's got to maintain outside possession right there and hold it, and that came later on for Atwood Albright to come across the field and make that tackle. So good job by Paxton that time, knowing his role and maintaining that turn.
That's going to be a 4-yard pickup, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 5 now here for the Silver Lake Mustangs, making the trip all the way from southwest of Hastings up here to play a little football on an 86-degree day. Split out to the right will be Braden Snell. Off to the left side, that looks like it should be Knehans, and then a split back for the quarterback, the center. It's going to get a little pressure here. And back to pass. Here comes Tommy Paxton. Passes, dropped. Great play by Atwood Albright. The pass was a little low with the pressure put on by Paxton, and maybe at the shoe tops looked like it was going to be grabbed there, but here came Atwood with a whole full head of steam, and the ball ends up on the ground, turnover on downs.
Yeah, big break there for the Broncos, and there again, timing's everything on a lot of that stuff, and able to just to get enough of him to cause that pass breakup. But I like the pressure coming in. Quarterback's committed. He can't run. He can only do a scramble, right? So good job by Paxton putting the effort on that, making him scramble, maybe get his off foot because he couldn't just make that sideline pass.
So the Mustangs were unable to capitalize on the fumble by Schmaderer. The Broncos will get it back here at about the 31-yard line of the Mustangs, deep in the territory here. Back to pass again. Plenty of time. Ball going to be batted and nearly picked off by the defensive end, Logan Deuster this time.
Yeah, outstanding job of hands, right? So if you can't get to the guy, you got to get your hands up when the ball's being made. We actually worked on that with some youth kids last night. Outstanding job by that young man, just being able to deflect that ball. Cade's got to get a little bit more mobile. I know it's hard to say with that leg. You don't want him running around through, but on that one, it would have been nice to have him come out just a little bit farther and might have opened that passing lane up.
Yeah, Cade's going to be very limited today. Yep. As you've seen, he has not went outside of what they normally call the tackle box.
Correct, yeah, correct.
And he has not rolled outside the hash marks here. He'll go under center here, 2nd down to 15 for the Stewart Broncos, and that's going to be Deuster hitting helmets with Kaup, and so that prompts a 5-yard penalty, our first one of the game.
I like the change up on the count there by Rum, right? So an easy 5 yards to get that. It makes your 2nd down just a little bit more manageable. Instead of getting nothing, you're back to 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it's almost just like you just got a 5-yard run play on 1st down.
Yep. Good decision.
Looks like tight on the left side here will be number 12. That's going to be Briar Almgren leading a block, cutting back through and making a couple guys miss, getting the 1st down. Do a high stepping. I know this guy does pretty well roping, but man, you want to talk about high stepping. Their own Littow goes from the 26 down inside the 15, inside the red zone.
Remember the first 2 steps off the horse, you got to have high knees so you don't go down. So outstanding run there that time, and that's what they're going to need to get through there is kind of have that little misdirection and come back through there. So nice job high knee in it, going through first guy, making it miss, and then getting the extra yards after contact. So here's one the Broncos got to get, 1st and goal on your about 12-yard line or so. You need to punch one in.
Yeah, give him a 14-yard carry. He has 4 carries, 24 yards, and inside the red zone, it is 1st and goal from the 12 here with 4:49 to go in the first quarter. No score. Number 1, Stewart driving at number 7, Mustangs, the Silverhawks. Goal line area. couple people hitting the backfield. That was kind of a trap play, and basically it was Litow bouncing off two of his own players before he's wrapped up in there by Logan Deuster and looks like maybe Skirtland.
Yep, maybe a couple of yards on that one. Ball's being spotted at the 10. I seen Rum kind of giving direction to both Holmgren and somebody else, and just one of the deals that actually got blown up. Deuster comes in there and creates that havoc. He's pushing the center back in, and then your blocks can't be made because you've already gone backwards. So you got to get off the snap and get off the ball, and it's tough to manage a big fellow like that.
Clock going to wind down to about 4 minutes to go when this snap happens. No score here in Stuart, Nebraska. Knew it was going to be a dandy, number 7. Silver Lake Mustangs taking on the Stuart Broncos here in Stuart, the number 1 team, both 2-0 on the season. Back to pass is Rum. He's got plenty of time. He's just going to throw this one up in the air for Paxton, and this one goes outside of the field of play. Incomplete. Great coverage there by number 36, Jackson Tinbenzel.
Yeah, it was. You kind of had to stall her out on that. They did a little curl right in the middle of the field. Silver Lake Mustangs, nice job. The whole group, right? You didn't get the separation from anybody, so then they run an adjust route. Tommy goes out to the flag pattern, and away it goes, but nice job, Rum. Not trying to force a ball in there. Looked to me like he actually threw that away. So here you go, 3rd down. See if they can get something out of this to make that 4th down maybe something else.
Again, if he's at 80%, the quarterback here, Cade Rum, because you're seeing him, he's not leaving the pocket at all.
And you don't want him to if you don't have to, right?
It is now 3rd down to goal from the 10 here for the Broncos, 3:50 to go here. Zane Doak now comes out to bring in another receiver here. They're going to pitch this one back. Here comes Rum, going to throw this one in the air. Schmutter can't take it. There's pressure again by Landon Deuster and Braden Snell. That one forced maybe a little bit quicker throw by the quarterback, Rum. He did have his man open, just overshot him by about a yard.
Yeah, Schmutter run a good route on that side. Now sell that fake in and then cut back out. And Holmgren, when he turned around, he's like, my bad, I didn't get a block. And if you can't get that, it just makes it a challenge. All that timing gets thrown off, threw it off his back foot. Couldn't make it. Spread offense here. Let's see what they got.
Here's a big chance for the Mustang defense once again as it is 3rd and goal from the 10 for the Broncos. 3:44 to go here in the first. Going to go right in the middle pass. Going to be caught by Schmutter, and he leans in. He was hit by Bo Boniface about the 1, but his momentum got him into the touchdown, into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, outstanding look for where to go, right? The middle, when they're playing man defense, but they're backed off. I don't understand it necessarily. I got the back of the end zone for my protection. You know they got to get to the line again to get there. So at the end of the day, you got to play up tighter defense, right? There, the Mustangs backed way off. Had a nice little slant route in there. Timing was perfect. Get the ball to where you can turn and run afterwards, and there you go. There's 6 bells.
All right, now the extra point coming up here for the sophomore. Lane Bolter, they'll try to kick for the 2-point. Here they do that in 6-man. Bolter straight away. It is up and good. And with 3:39 to go here in our first quarter, the Stuart Broncos strike first after a good defensive stand by the Mustangs on the first possession of the Broncos. Our Tri-County Bank scoreboard with 3:39 to go in the first. Stuart 8 and Silver Lake 0.
Parkside Manor in Stuart, Nebraska is proud to offer services that meet the healthcare needs of our area residents. This community-owned, licensed Medicare skilled nursing facility offers 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week professional nursing services, including hospice, adult daycare, and respite care. Parkside Manor offers both short-term rehabilitation and long-term care. Parkside Manor in Stuart. Our business is caring. Call today, 402-924-3601.
Well, Kelly, I've called a lot of football games in my time, and we've had them already here, a couple of them this year on KBRB, and one of the biggest things in high school football is the extra point tries. And to tell you what, the leg right there of Bolter getting 2 points instead of the 1, that sure helps. You come out empty and things can sure change.
Yeah, right. You know, it's a whole different game. If you can nail 3 of them, there's your another touchdown points, obviously, if you do the math. So, you know, Lane's done a nice job the last couple of years of putting that ball through the uprights, and it is a huge weapon if you can maintain that. And, you know, just sophomore, so he keeps going to get better and better. But if you got that as a weapon, it's only going to keep working for you.
All right, it looks like the Mustangs are going to send back there. They're running back Tinbenzel, the senior. He's going to stand there back about his 5. I don't know if they'll kick it to him or not, but Lane will get ready to kick this one from right to left. And, man, as you can hear me take a deep breath, it is warm. I am pouring sweat up here. I can't imagine what the youngsters on the field are like.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to get a timeout or two just for some water.
This is going to be kicked, and it's going to be picked up at about the 12 in full Running speed is Tim Benzel. He's going to make one guy miss, get up to about the 30. Nice little return of about 28 yards.
Yeah, HD, Aiden DeVork on that. Nice job staying in his lane. Yep, able to just kind of correct himself. Took on a block and then slid over to make the contact. Good wrap on an open field tackle. Let the rest of your buddies come clean it up. So good stop there for the Broncos, but decent field position at the 30.
So the Broncos got a stop on the last possession of the Mustangs. They went 2 run plays, they went 1 pass, 2 runs and a pass, and they stopped him. But every time I thought it was probably a catchable ball. I thought Boniface put it where it needed to be.
Yeah, he's got a nice arm there. The touch is there to me, so the Broncos are going to have to do a better job of getting after him, make him get a little mobile, make him throw off the side of his on the side run or something. We'll see if they come on in.
Going to go with an I formation here. Boniface will send a man in motion. Going to go out with the pitch on the outside. Tim Benzel looks, finds a little bit of a hole. Good open field tackle there. I believe that's out. Nope, that is Drew Schmatter. Number 5, not number 15. Good tackle there on what looks to be about 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, nice job there, Drew. He actually come up from the cornerback position. Littau made a bad angle. He kind of went straight forward into that. Follow that line coming down so that way you can meet when he decides to finally cut. There again, Paxton set an edge on that. He's going to stay to the wide side of the field each time. But you got to take a better angle as the linebackers that lets him get up there. If he's following him down the line, he's got 0 yards. But good job for Schmatter coming up and make the stop.
Looks like Coach Connor Brown, the offensive coordinator, sends the play in with his quarterback, Bo Boniface. Clock under 3 minutes to go in the first. Second possession here for the Mustangs of Silver Lake. First one came up empty, turned it over on downs. They're down 8-0. Boniface going to go back to pass here, looking, has a man, good catch, and he's going to be brought down just before the midfield 40-yard line and caught by their leading receiver, Knehans.
Yeah, not a bad job there. Atwood Albright on the tackle coming across over there. But there again, Cameron Kaup, he kind of stalled up there on defense. His guy had already released, and that's going to be covered by the cornerback. So he's got to understand I should be going and have a little pressure unless coach is telling him different. But I like to see him not stand. I like to see him at least go in there. He tried to get his hands up near, but Boniface had a nice touch on it, get it over top of him.
Boniface 1 of 3 for 5 yards. That's the first completion. That'll go for about 5 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 8. Course and 6-man, you go 15 to get the first down. Split backs behind the quarterback, Boniface. He's a lead blocker, but he's going to go back to pass here. Oh, he has time. He's sending guys on routes. Here comes Littau. Throws one up in the air, and it's going to be caught by Tim Benzel down at about the 26-yard line. Trying to get that pick was Tommy Paxton, but another great throw by the quarterback.
Yeah, that was outstanding. All the way across the field, as a matter of fact, and able to sling that ball. Had a little pressure on him. Nice effort there. And this kid can throw the ball clearly, and that's going to be a challenge here. You know, you take Rum out, you kind of move some kids around, but Paxton was there, just the trail behind him. You got to make sure you stay with your guy.
Tim Benzel, first catch, gets the Mustangs their first down of the game. They'll go for 17 unofficially. Ball about the 21-yard line here for the Mustangs. They're trying to answer right back after Stewart just capitalize on 4th down and goal. Kick this run out to Tim Benzel. He'll find a hole. Good blocking out there. And he's going to try to stay in the field of play, and he does. And he's going to go in from 26. Actually, it was at the 26-yard line, and that's a 26-yard run. And, boy, great blocking on the outside by the Mustangs.
Yeah, it really was. I don't really understand the end outside there. They just kept pushing and pushing for the Broncos. I couldn't see what it was. You got to have a way to fight off and release and go make an attack. And Tim Benzel just able to walk the tightrope down the edge of the out-of-bounds line. Nice run for that young man.
Man, what a play, just trying to stay in bounds. I mean, he did it for the last about 12, 15 yards, staying in bounds, and he did it. And the Mustangs are going for a 1-point try here. Quarterback Boniface has it deflected. Good defensive play there by number 13. I believe that's Addison.
Yep, Nigel Addison. Inside hand release, good job. Way to knock her out of there.
Yeah, good play there. But after both teams went empty in the first possession, both will score in their second possession. And with 1:15 to go here in the first quarter, your Tri-County Bank scoreboard, Stewart 8 and Silver Lake 6.
Get your car back to its glossy glory. There are only so many hours in a day, so why waste any of them washing your car when you can make a quick trip through Atkinson's Buggy Bath? Simply use your card or cash, choose your wash, get in and out fast. It's a convenient, effective, hassle-free clean, and they're set up for blower success, ensuring customers have an effective drying experience. Say bye-bye to grime and water spot worries with Buggy Bath.
Well, we welcome you back here on KBRB, FM 92.7, the web, kbrb.net, and the Stewart School stream. And just like that, Stewart went down, got 8 points, and Silver Lake says, you know what? We're going to go to the air a little bit here. They didn't do it much last year, and Coach even said it in the pregame. I mean, he goes, we're not going to hide it. We throw the ball more than last year, and boy, have they connected well here. And then as soon as you think they're going to do that, Tim Benzel goes in from 26 yards out, basically untouched.
Yeah, if you can be that balanced kind of offense like that, like I said, you got to play straight up ball and know what your assignment is. You got to keep your eye on who your guy is, where you're going, and not lose sight. So excellent play call there that time by Coach Brown, and it answered with the 6 bells.
Well, and then again, as we mentioned, those extra point tries are really key, as this kick's going to be kicked out of bounds and draw a penalty here. But again, an extra point kick or extra point for one here in 6-man. Right now it's 2-point game. You get 4, let's say you get 4 kicks. You know what, there's another 8. That's another, basically a touchdown and more if you're Stewart.
Yeah, absolutely. You're already at an advantage right now because you got that nice defensive deflection by Nigel Addison on that last play. So halted that, and I assume Coach is going to take that ball and not have him re-kick where it went out about the 30.
Yeah, I think it went right at the 30 here. That penalty is going to be declined. So Stewart will have it 1st and 15 from their own 30. I tell you what, I did not get to catch the SEM game. I listened to a little bit of it out there. But again, it just seemed like once Stewart was able to in that second half kind of get a little extra lead, SEM tried pressing a little bit more, and that's how Stewart was able to basically run the clock out.
Yeah, I was able to listen to pretty much a good chunk of that game, and they're again controlling the clock, keep wearing, keep beating on these guys. Not a lot of substitutions really by either team here so far, so heat will play a little factor, you'd think, later on. Let's see which team's in that most good shape.
All right, they do put it at the 35. Going to hand this one off to Littau up the middle, and he's going to get right to just shy of midfield, give him 4 yards.
That's a great tackle by Deuster. Landon Deuster's sitting there getting shoved to the ground on a good block from Kaup, and he's still able to reach his hands out there and trip him up to eliminate just a 4-yard gain instead of about a 7 or 8.
You know, Deuster might be saying, hey, you guys only put me second team All-State last year. You better look out.
Yeah.
You better watch out, boys. All right, it is a second down at 11 here for the Stewart Broncos, up 8-6, 44 seconds to go here in the first quarter from Stewart Park. Going to be a handoff. There's going to be Schmaderer. He holds on to this one a lot better. He's got a first down. They're trying to rip the ball. And as they do that, he keeps driving through, and he'll get a first down, give him 15 yards. Trying to make the tackle was Boniface and Tenbenzel, but basically what was happening is they were trying to rip the ball, and guess what? That just allowed another first down.
Yeah, absolutely. Good point to that deal, and he did a nice job with the 2 arms getting over that, covering that ball, and 24 seconds left on the clock. They might run one more play. We'll see what happens. But when you try to strip it, you forget to wrap and go through. Drew, nice job keeping his feet chopping, moving, and all the way through. Big yards for the Broncos.
All right, the Broncos going up to the line with 10 seconds here. We'll see if they try to maybe even just draw them off sides here with 6. Nope, they don't. They'll hand it off. This is going to be Schmaderer again. He's going to be hit hard, and he'll lean forward for about another 4 yards, and that's going to get him down to about the Mustang 26-yard line. Silver Lake, hey, they're rated number 7 for a reason.
Bet. Good team.
That puts the first quarter in the books on Tri-County Bank scoreboard. Stewart 8, Silver Lake 6.
Helps Financial Advisors, financial and income tax specialists with over 40 years' experience. With a professional staff, CALP's Financial Advisors offer income tax preparations and planning and a vast array of insurance products, in addition to a wide variety of investment products to help you retire successfully so you can successfully stay retired. Financial planning and investment advisory services offered through Prosperity Capital Advisors. Financial planning and investment advisory services offered through Prosperity Capital Advisors, an SEC-registered investment advisor. PCA does not provide tax or legal advice. Information and strategies from this message should not be viewed as an investment advice.
All right, our first quarter in the books. It's been a dandy. It's been a defensive battle. Stewart got the ball to start the game, and it was Landon Deucer causing a fumble. Silver Lake got it. Stewart holds. Silver Lake turns it over on downs, and then on the next possession, Stewart with 3:39 to go in the first gets a 10-yard TD pass from Rum to Drew Schmaderer. Extra point kick by Boulder made it 8-0. And then on the ensuing possession for Silver Lake, they get a 26-yard TD run by Jackson Tenbenzel with 1:15 to go on the half. PAT pass attempt no good, and we are 8-6 after 1 quarter of play, and it's a dandy one. Not outside, really. It's a warm one.
Yeah, you're going to have the water bottles today. I think even going to the Husker game tomorrow, I think you're allowed to bring your own water in. The heat's going to stick around. So, yeah, I tell you what, at the end of the day, it's hot. Both players got to, or both sides of the ball got to deal with it, but you just got to keep grinding and keep working, right? Keep drinking the water when you get a chance, and you're going to see some of that stuff break down mistakes when you get tired.
And you're going to see it right now. They're taking a little extra break here as the officials are even getting some water here, and they're going a little bit more longer than that 1 minute break. But you know what? The safety of the kids is the main thing here, and tell you what, it's well warranted. 86, I don't know what the humidity is here. I could probably check it, but it's got to be about 90% down on that field, and just like that, the old sweat comes rolling off of everybody, including us up here.
Yeah, I was probably sweating a snowstorm, and maybe my evening habits don't help quite so much, or my lack of exercise. But at the end of the day, yeah, like I said, I kind of got used to that 70-degree weather pretty easy.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Stewart Broncos right now, I don't think either team, Kelly, as I sit here and think about it, if a touchdown is scored or not scored here, I don't think either team panics.
No,
I mean, you come to play this game, you knew it was going to be a tough game, no panic.
Yeah, very true. You know, both good, solid defenses. I had a couple guys ask me, I felt Stewart maybe I'd want to notch up on that, but you're definitely just going to play all 40 minutes here.
Rum gets it, goes back to pass. Going to be caught by Schmatter. He breaks the tackle. He's got a first down. He's tight roping the sideline, and he's in for the touchdown.
We got to check that stripe on that side. That thing might have a little curve right there, same spot 10 Benzel was going through, but nice job, Schmatter. Kind of pulled that one out of the air. Rum had to get a little extra loft on that because he had guys in front. So good spot pass by Rum and a better finish there by Drew Schmatter.
Exactly about the same spot you mentioned. 10 Benzel tight rope that baby, and so did now Drew Schmatter. 2 catches, 35 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And the Broncos get ready for the extra point kick up 14-6 on the first play of our second quarter.
Good answer by the Broncos just coming out. So you got that extra time to drop a play. It worked, and it worked well.
This one is up, and it was bobbled on the snap a little bit, but recovering is the holder. And doing the holding, is that Nigel Addison?
It is, yep.
It is. Great job recovering, getting it down, and Lane Bolter puts it through the uprights. With 9:50 to go on the half, Stewart strikes. First play of the second quarter. They lead Silver Lake here in Stewart, Nebraska, 16-6.
An uncontrollable urge to smile comes free with every cleaning. Put your family's dental care into the hands of Beth Holloway and dental hygienist Morgan Dvorak, along with their caring staff at Atkinson Family Dental. They're open and taking appointments now. New patients are always welcome. Get the healthy white smile you've always wanted at Atkinson Family Dental, LLC, 506 North Hill Street in Atkinson. For appointments, call 402-925-5444.
All right, back here at Stewart Park, Stewart, Nebraska. Stewart, we just mentioned, hey, if they don't score here and if you give up a score, it's not really panic time. So Silver Lake did give up the score, the second TD catch of the afternoon for Drew Schmatter. The only thing I can think about for Stewart fans or anybody watching this one is, Rum, excuse me.
Yep.
Rum can throw the ball, not just run with it.
Well, there's a reason that he was one of the best offensive players in the state last year and got that nice award is because he's got that touch and that ability. So he's doing a good job just getting a little separation there. Decent blocking for some timing where he doesn't have to make a big scramble or whatever, and nice touch. So if you can step into any ball, you got an opportunity to make it. So Cade's nice job on that. And there again, placing that ball is great.
4 for 7 for 47 yards and 2 touchdowns. His kick is going to go through the end zone.
Cameron Kaup on that right there. So outstanding job him just getting that leg behind that. Huge weapon right there. Get some starting position back.
All right. Again, as we mentioned, Mustangs, they're not going to worry about it too much here. They are going to be looking at a first down and 15 from the 15 here. But I tell you what, we've seen 10 Benzel. He has 4 carries for 38 yards, and then they pass the ball 4 times for 22 yards. So, again, trying to stay basically even on the run pass.
Yeah, balanced offense is okay, but sometimes you got to go, what's my best weapon, what works. So I look for them to kind of go back to the air, maybe here a little bit. Like I said, no panic, got plenty of time, but we haven't even had to see Boniface do much of a shake and roll here yet either.
All right, Boniface has 10 Benzel in the backfield with him. Going to go with an option lead block coming here by Boniface. And 10 Benzel just gets far enough out there that Kaup misses the tackle. Looks like maybe he's going to make it just be about a 1-yard gain. And then we're going to have a flag clear over on the bench. Silver Lake, what do we have?
Penalty marker on the play.
So you can't have that. That's a huge penalty right now to give them a little bit more momentum. Go up the field to 15 yards.
Personal foul.
That
indicated
happened in
against
the first
Broncos.
game of the season, too. And boom, just like that 15-yard penalty, and that's going to be a first down. And you can't
15-yard
give a
penalty will move the
team
ball to the
with the
35-yard
weapons
line.
that Silver Lake has 15 yards and a first down.
Oh, yeah. They had it covered. You can give up that 3-4 yards. That's fine. You can go at least 12, right? So you get a 3-4 yard gain and then they get another 15 yards.
All right, that's going to be first down to 15 now. Silver Lake going to have the ball at their own 35-yard line. Boniface will look, pitch it back into the hands of his running back, who gets across midfield to about the Stewart Bronco 39-yard line.
Nice penetration of Tom Molatow. Actually split his defenders and was able to make contact right about the line of scrimmage.
5 yards on the
However,
play.
he's able to scoot through there. He's got to have that momentum coming up. Second row, the next guy's got to be able to see that and fill a little quicker. But still managed to hold it about 6 yards or so.
No.
So the ball is going to be right at midfield after they said the knee went down there for 10 minutes, second down. And it's going to be a long 9, short 10 to get to the 30. It's an automatic first down. 9:07 to go in the second quarter. 16-6 Stewart leading Silver Lake. Boniface back to pass. Going to throw a short pass. It's going to be caught, knocked out of bounds at about the 35. Michael Addison will knock the receiver. Kanehans out of bounds.
Yeah, there again, just quick out, just to kind of get something going. So third and 4, third and 5 about.
Gain of 5 yards on the
Nothing
play.
too hard there, but you got to do that.
Third down,
So there's the line of game to get to. So you might want to play a little bit tighter. They try to go long deep, but the Broncos are able to run it for the most part. So give up there, get a little pressure, and see what they come with.
Third down here for the Mustangs. I think in 6-man football, unless you're down about your own 15 or 20, you go for it all the time. Quarterback Brooks pitches out. Tommy Paxton turns it back into his linebackers. Can they make the tackle? Great stiff arm there by the running back, Tim Menzel, and he's finally going to step out of bounds about the 20. Boy, he stuck his hand right out and landed on the Stewart Bronco defense.
Outstanding move by Tim. Just able to just see the stiff arm come through there. And away he goes. So just couldn't walk the tightrope that time out of bounds. I would like to see him take on the hit. Connor was coming over there to try to stop and save the touchdown play. Denver just got to put his shoulder down. I think they're about making a catch.
So that'll bring up a first down and 15 from the Stewart Bronco 20. Silver Lake tried to answer back after Stewart went up 16-6. We're down to 8:48 to go here in the first half. Fullback keeper this time, and that's swallowed up there. There's a big play that needed to be done by Atwood Albright after he gave up that 15-yard penalty. He's like, hey, here I am, coach.
Yeah, good tackle right there. Very, very minimal gain. Got up in there. Good wraps, good bring down. He's got to keep his feet. He dropped his knees while there.
Gain of a yard on the
Low,
play.
sometimes that's where it is. So
Second
good
down.
spot.
Skirling with the carry, give him about a yard and a half there. Going to call it a second down. We'll call it 14 here. Clock ticking away here. It doesn't seem as fast as it did in the first quarter for sure. Split back formation once again. Skirtland off to the right, to the left, and Tim Benzel. Quarterback back to pass. Going to throw it, and it's short. Great pressure by Tommy Paxton. They had that kind of little bit of a screen set up, and it probably would have went for at least 6-7 yards, maybe even a first down.
Third down,
Wanted to run
14.
before he caught that. Was a low pass, but it in his hands right there about just above the ankles. He should be able to pull that up. But there again, give the pressure the cause to make something not perfect. So you got to still keep getting somebody attacking the quarterback. They know that you're there.
Yeah, great job on rushing the quarterback there by Tommy Paxton, 170-pound sophomore boy. The Broncos lost to some key players, 4 key players off of last year's team, but I tell you what, there's some youngsters that have stepped it up already this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you get injuries, you got to have next man up mentality. You just got to keep
Timeout
going.
taken by
Keep
the
going.
Mustangs.
All right, looks like we have a timeout called by the Silver Lake Mustangs. They have it. Third down and 14 from the Stewart Bronco. 19-yard line when we return. Tri-County Bank scoreboard. Stewart 16, Silver Lake 6.
Super B Automotive, the specialist for just about anything on wheels. With their years of experience, they fix all types of vehicles. Super B Automotive will diagnose the problem and repair it right there in the shop. From simple oil changes to remanufactured engines and transmissions, they can handle it, and they work fast. Super B Automotive specialists in General Auto Repair doing their part to keep you and your family safe on the road. You can rely on Super V Automotive west of Stewart on Highway 20, where fast is good.
All right, we've been treated to a whale of a ball game so far here in Stewart, Nebraska. 8:09 to go in the half. 16-6. Stewart up by 10, but Silver Lake threatening here inside the 20-yard line. And Kelly, Coach Connor Brown has called a really good game here. He's just a few catches away from maybe having this one go the other way.
Yeah, big plays, opportunity just been at the fingertips literally for the Silver Lake Mustangs. So, a couple times when it goes your way, things
Just back pocket deal.
but then if it doesn't, you kind of get a little frustrated. So we've seen the ability to have that big play for our here, but Broncos been lucky, you're fortunate enough, or made some good stops. Just keep that thing maintained and still have it as a two-score possession. So big third down here for the Mustangs. See what coach was going to dial up. He was really thinking before that timeout call, and then he said, yeah, let's talk.
All right, he spent one of his 3 timeouts in the first half. Third down and 14. Mustangs going back to the huddle after they came out of that timeout. Yeah, I was going to say the play clock should be down. There it is, the 10-second count going on now. Quarterback Boniface gets the ball. Here comes a blitz. Here comes a short pass into the hands of Tim Bensel. Tim Bensel is in for the touchdown as he gets past through Spotter. That's going to be a 19-yard pass and catch. Tim Bensel has a catch and a run for a touchdown. And it is 16-12 just like that.
That's what everybody eligible even kind of too. So you see Deuster was down there and
he did.
Able to catch the ball if needed be, but he found his back.
But they have to talk through that.
Nice little run catch, had one tackle deep, made a cut, and able to dive in that end zone. So tough break there for the Broncos, but there again, you just got to find a head on the swivel, find that guy. Looked like they were sitting back in the zone with the man on top.
These are big. These are big.
Underneath layer with that zone, you got to find where kids are at and settle.
Oh, they started this drive at their own 15. Nice job going down there. They did get a 15-yard penalty to help them a little bit there, but nice drive and a statement drive by the Mustangs, who will go for one here, down 4. Quarterback Boniface sends a man in motion. Tim Bensel looks to pass. Going to swing it out to Tim Bensel. There's Littown. He'll get by him and in for the touchdown.
That's all he's going to have back. He's going to keep coming at him. The guy who's stopped looking away from the ball. You got to set up shot just a little bit closer to him on the check. And then
That's already a 1-point conversion.
There for the Broncos and still holding 3-point lead.
With 8 minutes
A lot of seniors on the roster for both of these teams, and they're playing like it with 8 minutes to go in the first half. After Stewart scores, Silver Lake scores once again. 8 minutes to go in the first half. Tri-County Bank scoreboard. Stewart at home, 16. Silver Lake, 13. Well, I think the Stewart Broncos are going to start putting a hat on Jackson Tim Bensel. The guy's done everything. He has 6 carries for 59 yards and a touchdown, 2 catches, 36 yards and a touchdown. And the only other person to have any yards a game, Landon Skirtland, 1 yard.
Yeah, comes to the ground. So definitely there's that accountability to what's your guy, where you guard, where's he going. So you got to know your assignment goal before you get out there. If I'm Coach Colin Sherman, you know these guys are going to score on you. You got to just come down. Here's what our adjustment is. Here's how we're going to change our defense strategy. We're going to go to a strict man. We're going to go to the zone, kind of settle and make these guys run around, make guys a little bit more and use that advantage. Because they're not going to let
kick the ball away for the Mustangs.
Never check
Addison
that
deep
ball
receive for the
down,
Broncos.
make him eligible to run. So see what happens.
Brody Hunt has 2 catches for 10 yards and add that to it. There is a onside kick covered up right about the 37-yard line there by the youngster Lane Bolter.
Kick is covered
Boy, look
by
at this.
Lane Bolter.
Senior spotter, Cal, Rum,
Broncos take
Littow,
over first down.
Albright,
15 yards to
Zane
go.
Doak, and then on the other side for the Mustang, Skirtland, as well as Boniface and Tim Bensel, Landon Deuster. So you're seeing a lot of seniors out there going, hey, this is my last hurrah, let's make it a good one. going, and they've done so. We've been treated to a dandy of a ball game.
Well, then we'll count later.
Because you say
We'll
Keith.
set up for all that stuff too. It's going to have a seating factor and everything else. So, quality team.
Stewart with the ball going from left to right now. First and 15. Going to hand this one off, and it's going to go to Schmatter. He got a hold. He is gone. Look out. Nobody going to catch him. And just like that, from 43 yards out, Schmatter says, thank you very much, lineman.
Yes.
Great blocking.
He said he kind of read my mind right there. I see my old buddy just real his thing in part away right
Make
there.
another one.
Got a little chip on open dude and hold off. He just
Hey, we got to take their kickoff team
outstanding
stuff.
job by Calvin Zink over there to pull away. And like you said, I'm better come up and say, yep, if I had money, I'd buy you some gifts.
You know what? Yeah, you just say that. The running backs in the NFL buy their lineman cars. I don't. Drew Schmatter might buy him a pizza over there at Southside. Albert snap. Nobody came after it, and it does hit the bottom though of the upright. It was really quick for Bolter, but nobody rushed the kick. Had a chance, but it hits the bottom of the upright.
Big deal right there, not getting those two. So, but good answer there by the Broncos. Quick score. Let's see if they do something.
Well, it only took them less than 10 seconds really to score after that kickoff and cover up. It was 7:50 to go in the first half. Stewart strikes on a 43-yard touchdown run by Drew Schmatter. And it is Stewart 22, Silver Lake 13.
The Valley Irrigation name means durability and reliability. Strength and value backed by our industry-leading warranty. You can trust that Valley genuine parts are built to last. From gaskets to gearboxes and everything in between, you can rely on the best from Valley. Contact your local Valley dealer, Green Valley Irrigation and Exodus
Team
from Valley Genuine Parts. Green Valley Irrigation, 925-2858 or 336-2858.
So back here in Stewart, Nebraska, what an answer by the Stewart Broncos is it is a nice run. You know what? Stewart has went to the speed instead of the bulldozing Littow. They went to the speed now. And guess what? After the first fumble of the game, Drew Schmatter, he's picked himself up. He's got 2 touchdown passes, now a rushing touchdown. He scored all 3 times here. There's the Broncos. Deep kick can be picked up out the 4 by 10 Benzel. He'll run it out. He's out to 15, looking for some blocking, and he's going to get past a couple of guys before he brought down about the 26-yard line. Making the tackle, Hayden DeVork, a sophomore, wearing number 10 and number 42. Brooke Longer, also a sophomore.
Yeah, outstanding job. He takes a wrap up to bring down a bigger kid, and a lot of guys don't reach him.
Return us to the 27-yard line of the Mustangs, where they'll take over first down. 15 yards to go.
Right, so you got to make some contact.
Now we'll take that
Save
down.
the play. Knife.
Okay, you got Breyer and Hayden and Rick
Get your hands on it.
and Tino.
Well, let's see what Stewart defense does here. Kelly, they've kind of let the Silver Lake kind of do a lot of passing here as late, but then, of course, they can run the ball too, and we'll see what maybe changes they do here, or if they wait till halftime to do it. But now split out to the right side. It's going to be Finney Hans, and then basically an I formation here for the quarterback, Boniface. 5-second count is already on. And Boniface does not get the snap off. It's a delay of game right off of a
Delay of
kickoff.
game indicated against the Mustangs.
They got about 25 seconds off is there, so on team possession.
The ball at the 22-yard line, where it's first down. 20 yards to go.
Got to get after it.
Well, the thing was, is the back judge, he put his hands up, gives you the 10-second count, get a 5 down for you. That'll bring up now a first down and 20 for the Silver Lake Mustangs. Solid ball club, 2-0, ranked number 7 in 6-man football, state of Nebraska. Quarterback Boniface going to go back to pass. He's going to look deep. He's going to go to Nehon. Turn around to Schmatter and the catch. Oh, he was out of play.
That rule doesn't matter necessarily here, but it didn't.
They're going to call
PI. That was not PI. He was trying to look for the ball and fighting for that.
Pick it up.
Looks like they're going to call pass interference on Drew Schmatter. The ball was out of play, out of bounds, and he did turn around looking for the
Pass
ball.
interference indicated against the Broncos.
Yeah, they both have a chance for the football. However, the penalty will stand.
5 yards short of the first down because of that penalty before the delay game. So still a big first down.
He just has to go and get it. Well, where do they go for?
Yeah, you just got there. You know, talk about
No. It's a first down. It's a first down. It should be just 5 yards. Should be first down and 5.
She's not a big change there. No, he sent it back.
I think it's first.
You got to go for 5 yards. Yeah. Yeah, first and 3.
We're going to get those.
All right, so that's a penalty on the Broncos. They have 2 of them now. 45 yards. They're trying to pull it. There they go. The chain, that's what happened. The chain, they're trying to set the chains here again. It should have been first and 5. And that's what they like.
15-yard penalty on the play.
10. Yeah, 15-yard penalty on the play.
First down and 5 yards to go.
Now they got it. All right, now they got it right. So now that is 2 penalties for 30 yards. Boniface back to pass. Here comes Tommy Paxton. Swing it right in the middle. Drops right in the hands of Kirkland. And I tell you what, he had some blockies.
Yeah, guys in front of him, and he was able to, sometimes you come over the middle here, the second to get hit, you don't necessarily watch that ball in your hands. You can see he's going to turn right before he comes across.
Yeah, I think so.
Another big break for the Broncos. That's another drop ball, maybe 4 or anything.
Right.
Neither that or we're going to figure it out.
Boniface going to be talking to his receivers nicely and say, hey, boys, catch that ball. Let's go into the end zone. He has 4 of 8 for 36 yards and a 19-yard touchdown trying to Jackson Tidbensel. Tidbensel also has a 26-yard touchdown run. 7:28 to go here in the first half. Stewart up 22-13. Boniface had 2 players with pressure. It's a screen play, but Tidbensel tried to outrun the intended tackler, and he does, and now he's cutting cross field. He's breaking tackles, and he is now down inside the 20-yard line. Owen Lidtown was going right about to midfield, and then he went across field, and that's just the speed that he has, and that's a great play by Tidbensel on that run.
Gain us to the 19-yard line where it's first down. 15 yards to go for the Mustangs.
You got to just hold accountable all the time. This many tackles he did right there. Comes to open field, he does about as good as anybody. So you run that whole drag route, that whole sleeping, you made a big gap right there. Dropping too far deep at that second level, and give a big cushion to come through.
What a play, what an athletic play by Tidbensel there. I have that from 25 yards. He has now caught the ball for over 60 yards here. A little bit of pressure here. Another one just to be thrown up in the air. And that was just because the big man, Cameron Kopp, was in the face of Boniface. He had nothing to do except throw that one away.
Yeah, absolutely. Like to
Second down.
sometimes you get a big play on you, get a first down. That's the last one to play with. But you got to just try to find more effort. Get somebody excited, right? Hands through the head, guys are breathing hard. You got to just keep playing, keep fighting.
All right. Clock down to 6:44 to go here in the first half. It is second down and 15 for Silver Lake and the Mustangs at the Stewart Bronco 20-yard line. Last time they were this close, they scored. Quarterback can go with the option play to the outside, turning it inside. This time a new running back, and that is Snell running the ball, and he's going to get inside the 15, down around about the 13-yard line.
Yeah, good job by Snell cutting that off.
Calvin
Out that head, seal off right
Gain of
there.
7 yards on the play.
Right up inside, but they're getting that back.
Third down, 8 yards to go.
PM did his job. Owen probably got a little deep.
Shed that tackle and Owen gets up, and it's too late by the time he gets there. Can't catch up with that back.
Third down, we'll call it about 8 here for Silver Lake. Taking a lot of time here again. Broncos have been penalized 2 15-yard penalties, so 2 for 30, and a couple penalties for 10 yards for the Mustangs. Clock winding under 6 to go here in the first half. Let's off to the left. Boniface, Brooks. Here's a little bit of a block and go deep into the end zone, and it is knocked away. Great defensive play by Schmaderer, who took it, looked like right out of the hands of Brody Kniehan. Boy, I tell you what, Brody looked like maybe he's going to catch a touchdown, and just at the last second, there is Schmaderer.
Yeah, he peels out. He wasn't necessarily guard somebody, so good job of reading the hand, but don't find the ball, find a receiver.
Hey, they still got to protect the sticks here.
By the way, good job for breaking that up, going through there.
Get off the field, man.
Be ready for the second half. They are leaving wide open. Landon Deuster wide open. Now the Broncos, and I know he's caught a pass already this year, but that's going to be one of those things that you're going to want to look at there. You can't leave anybody open. Here's a big play for both teams. 4th down and 8 for Silver Lake.
Oh, two. Watch two.
Stewart, red zone, in at about the 13-yard line, and people move, and I believe that's going to be offense.
Oh, yeah. No, you just pointed. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's going to 2.
He gave the run. That's right.
Full start indicated against the
False start.
Mustangs.
Now it goes from a 4th and 8 to about a 4th and 13 here for Silver Lake.
5-yard penalty.
So they got to go to 36.
4th down,
That
13.
short middle or that middle 10-yard deep pass, you have to walk through that cover there. That's where they've really done something.
Yeah, real good. Boy, big play for both teams. Still a close game at 22-13. It seems like when one scores, the other one scores right behind them. And right now, a big 4th down play here for the Mustangs. I'm looking for Tim Benzel to get this one. Dehans is out to the, Dehans is split out to the right. They're looking for him. Here comes a little bit of pressure. Great coverage. Quarterback cannot run. This one's going to be thrown and batted away. That's okay. Stewart had a chance to pick it up in the end zone, but guess what? You get the ball at the 19 instead of the 15. Incomplete.
Good job, Drew Schmutter once again.
Knocked away by Drew Schmutter.
Corner position.
Turnover on down.
Greg Stanton.
Broncos take over 1st down. 15 yards to go.
Another march rounder. Take that
At their 17-yard line.
Yeah, we'll take a timeout with them. 5:39 to go in our first half. It's Stewart 22 and Silver Lake 13. All right, it is a water break for the players out there. And again, I tell you what, look at this. And of course, it's high school football. You take a look at it. The Stewart Broncos, for the most part, are standing up here. They train really hard. Coach Colin Sherman says, we train for this. And you know what? I said, hey, man, it's hot here. I think this team's just fine for us. And you see some players on the other side, Silver Lake, taking a little bit of a knee. I'm telling you what, I'm ready to take a knee for the broadcast.
My prime days never were, but even then, I'm past that by far from the club. So, you know, and it's a good point. So, the training, the conditions, all comes into play. You got to be able to really just rotate. You got to do that. You got some big kids over there, exercise, you got valid players have that effort. You got to have that momentum to keep you going. At the end of the day, let's see what we come out of this in this offensive set. Broncos got a chance to answer here before half.
That's right. They have 5:39 and all 3 timeouts left. 2 timeouts for the Silver Lake Mustangs. I'll tell you what a good ball. There is some studs on both sides of this. And I tell you what, it's not just 2 or 3. It's all 6 that are out on the field, and then they bring in some others.
Yeah, much better game to call. Part of it.
He's still on a 4. He's still on a 4 here. Yeah, he is.
The Broncos are going to go to the backfield once again with Drew Schmaderer here. Cade Rum hasn't done much beside hand the ball up. He gets past Deuster, and then he'll roll himself up to about the 22-yard line.
Yeah, so nice job there. I like the different ball for the Mustangs.
Gain of 5 yards on the play. Second down.
I know that so far there's ball has success last night. I like the adjustment on that side of the ball. However, getting 6 yards on the 5 yards down, right. All right, how can we get blocked on that deal? Change the
Yeah, we just saw Trey Wallander in there on that play. Trey, 240-pound junior. The clock going to wind down to 5 minutes, and we see the Stewart Broncos have it 2nd down and 10 from their own 28-yard line. Looks like Landon Deuster going to go out to the right. Logan Deuster going to be the center. The pass is Rom. He had plenty of time. He had plenty of time. There's a route run. And a pass down into a check down into the hands of Littow for about 2 yards. That would all right, I think, if he just takes off through the end zone. He kind of was running, kind of stopped there. If he just takes off running, I think he gets that ball pass deep.
both him and Auburn kind of sitting, waiting. When you see that quarterback waiting, you got to actually make a move towards the ball.
Yards to go for the
Whatever, it's the
Broncos.
same thing. takes that step towards the end zone, maybe a flag route, get a streak up across the line.
Yeah, we got timeout. We got timeout.
Stand there and wait for the ball. You got to make yourself open.
5 of 8 for 50 yards and 2 touchdown passes from Cade Rum. We're going to have a timeout called here by Coach Colin Sherman. Big third down play, because here's the thing, as we talked about it a little bit ago, as we keep it here, do you, when you're in your territory like this, with a team like Silver Lake, if you don't get first down, do you go for it on fourth down? And you know what, with 4:05 to go and 2 timeouts on the other side, I think that's what Colin Sherman's thinking here. Sherman's thinking, all right, I want to go 2 plays that are going to get me 8 yards.
All depends upon this play right here, right? So if you get that 8 yards out of that, it makes it a simple management 4th and 2. So you maintain possession, you go to what you do best, maybe a little misdirection if you have to have it, and go. So they got to come up with a draw on this. So back to a 3 front was that time on the Silver Lake Cats. We'll need to go back to the run. We got that one. You got the big guys up front.
She's in the pickup. You want water or anything?
You know, we talk about a lot of the offensive players and stuff like that, but defensively, the Deucers have really done a great job bottling a lot of things up front there. Logan, a junior, Landon, a senior, and then also add another one on the outside on the end. And I tell you what, they've excelled very well. It's just been a couple of big plays. A 43-yard run by Schmatter, the last touchdown they had, and he has a 10-yard catch on a 4th and goal on the 10, and a 25-yard catch. So big plays for the Broncos. They're looking for one here, and boy, they spread everything out here near the Broncos on 3rd down and 7. Rum gonna look to pass. He's gonna throw this one. Caught by Atwood Albright. Makes one guy miss. Does he have the speed? He's gonna have to hang on to that football. He's at the 20, the 15, the 10. Inside the 10-yard line. What a drawn up play. Just a kind of a little half slant. And caught and good.
I don't understand the coverage. I still don't get that. You all you got to do is know where that stick is. And if he beats you somewhat deep on the second move, it is what it is. But that it is. It's just a quick, get the ball out, you make the move, and he caught the ball down here. Still saying 5 yards past him. You didn't get all right on that and your yards after him.
47 yards and a first down. Rum now 6 of 9 for 97 and 2 through the air.
Good call by Coach Sherman there on where to look for and go.
Inside the red zone here for the Broncos. 1st and goal from the 7. They'll put the bigger back, Littow, in there. Holmgren in motion. Gets a nice block. Littow gets inside maybe the 5. That was a really good block by smaller guy Holmgren against the big dude out there.
It was. I want him to hang on to it for just a little longer, but it's an athlete that you got to do so he's able to just peel off just enough to go get a shoelace there on that tackle. So really good job of just getting that kick out to have that time, but just keep making sure you seal your butt around there and hold that guy back.
Brody Conehans playing the left end now. Looks like right end Logan Deuster, and up front in the middle is going to be Landon Deuster. Broncos going to have to hurry with this one.
Passing situation here, bringing out.
10-second clock is on.
Yep, pulled out some bigger guns here. Watch for the ball to be thrown. Bringing in Addison.
2:45 to go here. Here's a pass back to Rum. Rum has the option. He's going to throw this back across his body. Nearly picked off Cup. How did he catch it? Drew Smarter catches
Touchdown.
it. Goes into the end zone. That thing should have been a pick 6 for Jackson Tendenzel. For the folks on the video stream, you saw it. Holy cow. He had it picked at the 3, and it hits his shoulder pads, and it goes right into the hands of Drew Schmaderer for his 4th touchdown of the afternoon. Unexplainable. That was disastrous for Stewart for a half a second, and then, holy cow, disastrous for the Mustangs.
Nobody's going to catch him. Run isn't at the speed right now with the bum angle. He can't get her down, but nice job, Drew Schmaderer, just finding that ball and maintaining that and catching and finishing the play. So can't explain any better than that. Outstanding play.
Lane to kick this one. This one is short again. Lane has hit the last 2 in the bottom of the upright.
His left foot, his plant foot is way short of the ball. He's got to plant the foot right by the ball, young man. Get her up there. Get your steps right.
Wow, what a change of advance. Looks like it's going to be a pick 6 in a 22-19 game. Schmaderer finds it after it basically hits the chest part of the shoulder pads, bounces right up in the air. Drew finds it for his 4th touchdown of the afternoon. He has 3 receiving and 1 rushing, and with 2:34 to go in our first half, Stewart now leads Silver Lake 28-13 on our Tri-County Bank scoreboard.
There's no shortage of comfort at the Sandhills Guest House Motel in Atkinson. A cheerful inn conveniently located on Highway 20 with family-friendly ambiance, bright and airy king and double queen rooms, along with the jacuzzi honeymoon suite, 2 ADA suites, and a queen suite with sofa and adjoining rooms. All that feature many modern amenities and a free quick start breakfast served every morning. For reservations, call 402-925-5600 or learn more at AtkinsonMotel.com.
Back here, Stewart, Nebraska. I'm Cody Gucci. Kelly Myers joining us. And Kelly, I'm still replaying that last play. The Mustangs and the coaching staff had to say, here we go. We're right back in this one. And all of a sudden, the ball goes up in the air somehow, and Drew Schmatter grabs it and gets in for a touchdown from 5 yards out.
I don't know if it's Valium you take to slow you down or whatever it is, but that is a heartbreaker and a heart shocker for both sides.
All right, Tim Benzel has us at the 10, the 15. He's at the 20 looking for a hole, and he's going to get up to about the 27, 8-yard line before he's brought down by Stewart Bronco youngsters who get a chance on kick, return, and kickoff to see some field time.
Yeah, like that. Guys have done a nice job of coverage, but they got to have more sprint. You got to have more speed to get down there. They get down there, and then they stop about that 25 or so, 30-yard line, and they're waiting. You got to get down to the minimum of the 20 or that 25, especially with the ball's being taken close to that goal line. So keep after it, boys. You get that chance, use the speed.
We talk about the extra points. It was 1 of 2 now for the Silver Lake Mustangs and 2 for 4 for the Broncos. And if you're kicking it, that's 4 more points.
Right.
That makes it 32-13 instead of 28-13. Kind of huge,
Yep.
but this could be the final possession of the half. 2:27 to go in the half. Silver Lake looking for a touchdown here to get a little bit closer. Down 28-13 to the Broncos, the number 1 team.
Yep.
And there's the
Illegal
offensive
shift,
illegal shift.
Oh, timeout. They got timeout there, and it would have been a play game. I thought he had a legal shift because he wasn't really necessarily in motion. He just took off. Timeout instead.
All right, it is the second timeout called by the Mustangs here. 2:26 to go in our first half. Hope you're enjoying it as much as we are, and we're bringing it to you the best we can here. And Kelly, as I take a look at you, you're looking like you're about ready to go yourself, taking a football game a little bit later on tonight.
Yeah, I'm kind of liking your shorts. My black pants are a little hot. As Dave Wells looks like maybe he's a little warm down there too. But yeah, we gotta head west here a little bit and we're headed to Valentine, and they play Gibbon here tonight. So both teams looking for their first victory of the year.
So everybody would have thought I was in a nice polo shirt and you know,
golfing
and khaki jeans and your khaki pants until you told them I was wearing shorts. I tell you what, I don't know if I could be wearing blue jeans up here today.
Yeah,
it's a warm one.
I'm one of them weird guys that rarely wears shorts. So at the end of the day, it's a short day, and someday I'm going to learn how to show off my white legs.
Well, I think I spent enough time with the boss out at the West office that the white doesn't show very much here. I got a lot of tan leg here. All right, let's get back to action here. 2:26 to go here in the first half now. 28-13. Broncos on the defensive side. Silver Lake trying to get this one a little bit tighter here. Going to go back with the pass. Boniface looks for a dump. He has a man open. That is Kanehans. He's going to have enough for the first down before he's hit hard. Luckily, he didn't jar the ball out of him. That is going to be Littow. That is going to go for 23 yards.
Yeah, that was just a nice little dump pass, like you say. That's what's killing the Broncos defense right now. That 10-yard pass, they're clearing everybody out deep, and then they're running that in that's rushing. That guy is then honestly taken out and going after. So maybe they're going to have to stop that rush a little bit. Maybe you bring a blitz from a linebacker to try to mix some of that up just a little bit. And at the end of the day, you know, nice yard gains and good recognition by Coach Brown to just try to hit that little soft route and then get the extra yards.
Boy, it's a big plays. Unofficially have both teams with 7 first downs. Clock under 2 to go here. Going to kick this out to Tim Benzel. He finds a little bit of hole, cuts it back up the middle, makes a guy miss. Now he'll go out there and make another guy nearly miss. They're going really low on him. Out there was Nigel Addison. That's going to get him down to about the 15.
Yeah, nice tackle there just to save that first down or touchdown by Nigel. With the drop in their heads, and you drop that head, you're going to have to go low when you get up that size. I like that that attitude, but aim for that waist and then slide down, right? Do your wrap and then your roll necessarily to be able to bring that guy down.
Clock going to go down to minute 20 to go here in the first half. Silver Lake does have one timeout left here. Clock going to go to 1:10 now here. Second down. We're going to call it 3 here from just right outside the red zone. Same play. This is going to be Tim Benzel. Great job on the outside there, but it's going to be enough for a first down, I think, before it was Litow making the tackle. But it's going to be a pickup of just enough, 3 yards, maybe 4 on that one.
Very good job by Owen that time. He split his defender. He didn't let the guys block him, right? So at the end of the day, nice job of just being able to go up in there and blow the play up, and then that makes your defensive end work a heck of a lot better. They're going to measure this.
And I was getting ready to say good job by Briar Almgren out there pushing that one back in, and that's where your linebackers have to make sure that they're disengaged. This one's going to be close. I gave it a first down. I think it's going to be probably at least a half, well, maybe not a half of football, but I believe it's going to be a first down. And if it is, it'll be first and goal from about the 12-yard line. You're going to set it down here and stretch it out.
Yeah,
pull in it, and it is by about the half of football.
Man, you got eyes.
I do not. I can tell you that. You see why the roster's out there 10 feet in front of me? Because I can't see it, but it is a first down.
One time at church, I grabbed a misslet and held it in front of the pew for my mother. That way, you ever see a mom backhand your kid in church? It happened to me once, so that was kind of the end gate to trying to be funny then.
All right, they're going to put it 5 seconds back on the clock here, I believe. They're going to go to 50.9 seconds, and it is a first down and goal from the 12-yard line here for Silver Lake, and now the clock will wind. Boniface wants the ball. He wants to pass. Here comes the rush, and it is incomplete. Great pursuit by Cameron Kelp. Oh, no.
That is so late flag. Oh, he taunted him.
Oh, unsportsmanlike on Silver Lake.
Oh, Coach Sherman was like, what the heck, and so are we, and I don't know, he must have cussed or did something there, but the referee was all over that. It's a huge penalty. Not only are you going to lose that down, but you're going to go back 15 yards.
I believe that was on the coach.
Oh,
maybe. Not sure on that. I guess the coach was out there twice. So that is going to be a 15-yard penalty. So that's going to be 4 penalties for 30 yards. It may not have been on the coach. I guess he just went over there. Maybe he was asking for an explanation. I don't know.
Yeah,
I do know it is second and goal from the 27-yard line now with 41.7 seconds to go here. And again, you're probably looking at a guy through the air of Knehans or also Tim Benzel. And this one going to be incomplete. Great coverage by Owen Litow, and he looks like he's getting a little exhausted out there.
Yeah, really good job just getting his hand there to break that play up, but I like that coverage call better this time by the Broncos. They held 2 guys back to keep blocking, so they didn't have to worry about that short dump, but they did a better job of just maintaining that short. They were looking for another short pass, and obviously they threw to this angle over here, unable to get it. So watch that middle coverage now as it goes through here, Broncos.
All right, you remember Silver Lake deferred and gets the ball to start the third quarter. They get a score here with 38.5 seconds to go in the first half. They have a chance maybe to get another one to start the third quarter. And there's the defense jumping offsides. Quarterback clapped his hands, and so when he clapped his hands, the defense went across, and it's a 5-yard penalty on the Stewart Broncos. They had 2 15-yarders, now a 5-yarder, 3 for 35, and bring up a third down. And 22, third down and goal, basically, from the 22.
Yeah, right. So it didn't harm you too much, but be disciplined.
All right, they'll snap it back. Here comes a little pressure. Here comes more pressure by Kelp. Going to throw this one up in the air. And this one is out of play. Great catch, but out of bounds was Knehans back of the end zone. He was too far out of play. Good job, good coverage by Nigel Addison, and what a catch by Knehans, but just out of play. And there again is another really good pass by the quarterback.
Yeah, outstanding. Like you said, a yard deep too much is all it was right there. I was watching the short coverage, obstructed view a little bit until I watched the ball go in the air. Much better job of the Broncos sealing this off right here for this little short dump. They still could have went to Deuster maybe at 5 yards, but the guys are there to come up and make that play if necessary. So big down right here. You're going to need to get the stop, and then you can kneel it and get out of here.
Cameron Kelp had some good pressure from the end. 4th and goal. Here comes a pass. Here comes Tommy Paxson. He misses the quarterback. Going to throw this one up in the air, and it's just over the heads of Snell. That pass right there, probably not going to be able to be be caught there in double coverage. But again, how about the rifle, the arm, throwing that on a rope from about 30 yards.
And on the run, too, going to his right in the cornerback, throwing through there. He missed the guy underneath. He had 10 Denzel, I believe it was, or Deuster, one of the two underneath right there. That's where he should have went. Latau came up, but he's got to realize, hey, he can't run. He never got the ball handed off or nothing to him. He should have stayed on his guys. He would have dumped it there at the 10-yard line. He might have had 6 bells.
All right, Stewart Broncos see if they just play a little bit conservative here with 23 seconds to go, or do they just throw it deep? And with that, as I say, that Snell is going to go back about 12 yards.
Try a little handoff.
Rom going to go back to pass. Looking. They are going to throw this one. And this one is going to be picked up by 10 Benzel with 15 seconds to go. 14.9 at the 26-yard line. Interception, I don't know.
Yeah.
That ball hung up. The wind just kind of come up, and it looked like switched a little bit.
A little bit of a duck. Don't really like the play call. Very, very aggressive play going through there. Sometimes where you got to give the ball back. Don't give them any excitement. So one big play here. We've seen the Mustangs 4 times be one huge play away from making something. So not necessarily a fan of that one call.
Yeah. Now can they get there in 14.9 seconds with one timeout?
Well, the key is rule, nobody behind you, right? Keep everybody in front of you. So your corners, your backs right there, you're just going to say, hey, don't let anybody behind you. Probably looking at 2 plays at least here.
How about 10 Benzel? Offense, defense, boy, Jackson, that is 10 Benzel. Here comes a little heat. Boniface will throw this one. It's going to be caught by Deuster. He's going to get it at midfield, and they're going to try and get a timeout with 7.2 seconds to go for 14 yards.
Coach Sherman saying, what are you doing? He's right. That middle coverage just goes away again. The discipline for that middle of that field for the Broncos has got to get changed, because if Coach Brown has anybody up there above watching what's going on, it's easy to see.
And that's going to be the first catch there by Landon Deuster, big number 99. Timeout, Silver Lake, 7.2 seconds to go here in the half. Stewart up 28-13.
Stop in today at Southside Mini Mart, located Highway 20 in Stewart. This family-owned convenience store is dedicated to serving the customers and community in a fast, friendly, and clean atmosphere. Southside offers bases-loaded pizzas, bases-loaded sub sandwiches, and a variety of fruit, numerous grocery items, along with a huge selection of beverages. Southside Mini Mart provides you 24-hour fuel at the pump. Gas or diesel, they have it. And with the large parking lot, they welcome all vehicles. Make sure to stop in Southside Mini Mart, Highway 20 in Stewart.
All right, Kelly, after the interception, we get a 14-yard pass completion from Boniface to Landon Deuster. Now at midfield, probably just one play here. There's no timeouts left here for the Silver Lake Mustangs. The only thing they can do is if the ball is dropped and maybe one more play. But big play here. They got it back at a chance.
The only thing I'd say is, look, Brody, sorry to interrupt, Brody Canellas, maybe that short, quick out, maybe you get a 30-yard pass instead of a 10.
Here comes a blitz by Tommy Paxton. They're going to throw this one up in the air, and it goes incomplete with 2.1 seconds to go. And another chance here on 3rd down and 1 for the Mustangs.
Nigel Addison back there in coverage. Drew Schmatter trying to run over there. Nigel had the short route there for Canellas out there. And Braden Snell was actually on the deep route. Both covered pretty well on that. Schmatter maybe one step behind, but no way his guy was going to get to the ball.
6 of 15 for 73 yards, that is, for Bo Boniface. 1 touchdown. It was a 19-yard strike to 10 Benzel. 10 Benzel has the 2 touchdowns here for Silver Lake in the first half, a rushing and a receiving touchdown. Everybody split to the right side here for the Mustangs. Here comes Tommy Paxton. Going to give it in the hands of 10 Benzel. 10 Benzel. They're going to try looking to tackle him down at about the 20. Ball comes loose. Can they pick it up? They do on the fumble, but great tackle. Offensive man turned defensive man. Number 5, Lanham Skirtland, makes a tackle on the fumble. That will go for 20 yards, and that'll end the first half. And I tell you what, I'm with you. The Mustangs do a little talking to the coaching staff up top. You may see a little bit more of Landon Deuster on the offensive side.
Absolutely. So that middle's wide open here as of now. So good half by both teams. You know, a couple little errant mistakes. You take, as you said earlier, Cody, a few more of those 2-point kicks go the other way. You might have a different attitude to the Mustangs.
All right, it is our halftime report coming up, brought to you by the Tri-County Banks.
Throughout the week. At this time, we'd like to introduce our 2025 homecoming royalty. Attendance developments this year are Drew Schmatter, son of John and Jennifer Schmatter, and Jasmine Davis, daughter of Trent Price and Desiree Davis. Prince and Princess are Owen Litow, son of Ryan Litow and Brock and Kate Olson, and Morgan Menke, daughter of Keisha Gennell and Eric and Cheyenne Menke. The homecoming queen and king are King Cade Rom, son of Justin and Megan Rom, and Cecilia Addison, daughter of Jay and Sarah Addison. Crown bearers are Noah Couch, son of Lucas and Abigail Couch, and Eddie Kilmery, daughter of Wes and Kelly Kilmery. Congratulations to your 2025 homecoming royalty.
The other team on their first possession. In fact, Stewart fumbled the ball on their first possession and then got the ball back on turnover on downs. But then it just seems like everybody just started to score a little bit here.
Yeah, the defense kind of was just good enough to keep in front of you, but you're still getting yards. So at the end of the day here, both teams kept answering, and the dinner bell was ringing, right? So nice job there. Broncos was able to get a couple stops. The big fumble at the first start going down.
Performing a hip-hop routine to Bow Chicka Wow Wow. The dancers include Alyssa Caro, Kimberlyn Cole, Claire Rom, Allie Wondercheck. This year's captains are Riley Fieldress and Cecilia Addison.
And Stewart led at 28-13. Both teams had a chance towards the end to get into the end zone, and it ends with Stewart getting a defensive stop. And at the half, it is Stewart 28, Silver Lake 13. Our halftime report being brought to you by the Tri-County Banks. Running an ag business is hard work. TCB is here to lend a hand. With local financing that is customized to your needs, your operation can continue to grow. Work with the team of ag lenders who have deep roots in community because they are just lenders, they're neighbors. Stop by the Tri-County Bank. Stewart, Atkins, and Bassett O'Neill, or visit TriCountyBank.com to get started. Member FDIC. We'll come back, take a look at our first half stats in just a moment here on KBRB, and maybe some keys to the second half with Kelly. Again at the half from Stewart, Nebraska. Six-man football, number 1, Stewart, 28. Number 7, Silver Lake, 13.
Avoid cold ladders, tangled lights, and icy shingles. Light it up in Atkinson ensures the perfect Christmas Christmas display with precise, clean, and professional installation of permanent lighting. Decades of use during the holidays, game days, any day. Be as creative as you want to be. Change it up as often as you please with convenient palm-of-your-hand control. One install, you get it all. Call 402-340-6207 for your free no-obligation estimate. If your ride isn't all it ought to be, bring it to Ernie's Body Shop in Atkinson. Dusty offers collision repair, custom framework, PDR, color matching, glass installation, towing service, you name it. They're locally owned, they don't cut corners, and they handle insurance claims too. The insurance company may not love them, but you sure will. For high-quality workmanship and competitive prices right here at home, you can count on Ernie's Body Shop.
Whether you're chasing a championship or just chasing your personal best, your performance starts with your health. Westfall Medical Services in Atkinson has what you need to stay game ready. From annual physicals and sports screenings in a primary clinic to radiology, physical therapy, and a rotation of top-end specialists, WHMS has you covered from pregame to cool down. Visit www.westholtmed.org for more information. Westholt Medical Services, your health, our mission.
All right, welcome back to Stewart, Nebraska, as we take a look again at the halftime. Stewart up here at 28-13, and Kelly, as we take a look at it here for the Mustangs of Silver Lake, they went through the air. They're 7 of 16 for 93 yards, including a 19-yard touchdown strike to Jackson Tinbenzel. Tinbenzel's carried the ball 8 times for 77 yards and a rushing touchdown. All in all, offensively, he has 158 yards of total offense to Jackson Tinbenzel.
Yeah, he's been all over the field. A couple of really nice runs, being able to pull that ball out of the air and then get the yards after the catch. Really nice player, able to kind of knife his way through the field, so to speak, make that good cut, keep his feet underneath him, and then gain them yards needed. So he's been the really spark for that Mustang offense, no doubt, so far today.
And let's just take a look at it here quickly. It looks like 177-yard total offense. What did we just say? He has 158 of that?
Right.
Yeah, he has 2 touchdowns. And we do have, you know what, Brody Kanehans, he has 3 catches for 33 yards. Landon Deuster has 1 for 14. There was a run by Skurdland and Brady Snell. Boniface has not ran the ball yet.
Nope, and the coach kind of alluded to that a little bit in that open coach's corner there, you know. He's a good lead blocker, got a little size. They're trying to use that speed of Tenzin to go down through there and maybe try to have him as that lead blocker with his size. So that's one thing the Broncos really got to be aware of on some of them passing situations, that he can't go anywhere. Let that one guy chase him and make him keep his feet, keep guarding the that offensive threat.
Well, then we look at it, Drew Schmatter, a guy that I wasn't expecting to have a game like this. He has all 4 touchdowns for the Broncos, 3 receptions, all 3 a touchdown, and 1 touchdown on the ground. He carried the ball 4 times for 67 yards, including that 43-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, so Drew's role is usually different. You always usually talk about Rum and you talk about Latau. Well, Latau's kind of limited here tonight, right, because they're basically not using Rum as that I-back or that running quarterback. So Drew stepped up very nicely, and he's been able to just, hey, he's got the yards. They've been focused on trying to contain Owen, and Drew's been able to come back and he's say, hey, don't forget about me, boys. He had that long 40-some-yard run for a touchdown, and then, of course, right away to start off and get that touchdown catch to start the game.
Well, we talked about this a lot when we were talking about it during the game here, and there's so much you can explain. The people on the video stream are able to see that.
Right.
But seriously, the Mustangs are 2 or 3 catches away from this one maybe being 28-22 or 28-20. But and the ball so far in the first half is basically, except for the first fumble of the game by Stewart, has went Stewart's way.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd agree completely with that, especially that bouncing reception off, I think it maybe was Tenzin.
It was Tinbenzel, yeah.
Yep, that had that deal. So, big plays happen in 6-man sports, right? So the 6-man football, you see the big busted yards, you see the big catches and things like that. You'll hear some comments from me in a little bit just actually addressing that same scenario.
So you look at it, it's almost a 3-score game here unless you can find a kicker. I did see a youngster for Silver Lake Mustangs out there kicking the ball, but Kelly, they've tried to go for the 1-point pass or run, and then where they are 1 of 2 on extra points, Stewart kicks it. They picked up 4 points, but they're 2 of 4. They've had a couple missed opportunities also here, but you take a look at it, 17 doesn't get you, or, it doesn't get you enough points. You need, a lot more than, 17 will get you to that 30 mark, but if 2 touchdowns and 2 plays, could get you the lead, but those extra points are huge.
Yeah, they are, and typically coaches are going to go what they do best, so that's probably why they're doing the 1-point tries, and, as Coach Greg Kinsey will say, the leg. He's done a nice job all year. We kind of maybe radio jinxed him slightly, but the plant foot, that's the only thing when he's got to get up there and warm up. That plant foot I've watched has been over a half a yard back behind there. One was a bobbled snap. His timing was off a little. Last time it was pretty good. Maybe take that extra second to let that ball get set, especially if they're not rushing you.
Yeah, and then as I said, you saw a little bit in that first quarter and then into the middle of the second quarter. Boniface, plenty of time to pick his receiver. Stewart changed it up a little bit, gave him a little bit more pressure, but, man, that guy has – I tell you what, he's one of the most impressive 6-man quarterbacks throwing the ball that I've seen in the past few years.
Yeah, and give Coach Brown credit. They changed their game and their offense philosophy to go around a kid that's got that ability. Why wouldn't you take advantage of that? He mentioned we had speed. There's some good kids that can run out there. I'll give them that, but you're throwing the ball because you got a quarterback that can put it on a dime.
And then defensively, we've seen the name and called the name a lot of Logan and Landon Deuster, as well as number 7, Kanehans. There's just a ton of athletes on both sides out there making plays. And right now, it's just Drew Schmatter out there that, if you're watching film as opposing coach, you probably weren't expecting that in the first half.
Yeah, I've seen kids go through that over the years, right? So been part of football for 100 years, I think, now. But you got to have that, we said earlier, next man up, next mentality. Drew's got the athleticism. He's got a quick step. He's got a little burst of speed. He's able to make that kind of play. So I'm not surprised he's doing it, but I think you're right. I think coaches were expecting something else over there for Silver Lake.
All right, it is halftime report on KBRB. Stewart at home, the number 1 team in 6-man football right now, leading number 7. Silver Lake, both 2-0 on the season. It's 28-13. Come back with some keys and thoughts from Kelly in the second half.
Americans, we can do anything we want, except one thing. We just can't stop being American. So get out there, rev your engines and let freedom ring, and never, ever, ever stop being American. Nothing stops America, and nothing stops Ram.
Right now, during the Ram Drive into Fall event, get 10% below MSRP or get 1.9% financing for 72 months on select 2025 Ram 1500 models.
Visit William Crowder Company, CDJR in O'Neill, where service is a family tradition. Terms and conditions apply.
Just like in sports, when everyone is working together, you have a solid play. The same holds true in the concrete business at Stewart Concrete. Eric mixes the right amount of cement, gravel, and water to deliver the best concrete for your building project. Whether it is for floors, walls, drives, and walks, Stewart Concrete can also supply the reinforcing wire rebar, sand, gravel, and rock for solid, long-lasting concrete. Call Eric at Stewart Concrete with locations in Stewart, Atkinson, and now in Valentine, 402-924-3644 or cell phone 402-340-1307.
Back here in Stewart, Nebraska, I believe we're going to have another 3 minutes added on to what's ticking down to about 1:15 here. And tell you what, I know the Stewart Broncos coach, Colin Sherman, he had a lot of good things to say on and off the interview, as well as Coach Connor Brown for Silver Lake. The respect is there. They knew both teams have players, and we have seen that here today after, Stewart went and took on an SEM team that, was a rematch of last year's state championship game. And, Cade Rum got hurt. I don't know if there's any injuries to Silver Lake or not, but Cade has been one-dimensional so far. Basically today hasn't left the pocket at all. He either pitches it back, hands it off, or stays in the pocket.
Yeah, and I was talking to a couple dads and kind of hoping Coach Sherman would kind of do that, right? If you got faith in your kids, go ahead and let that ankle here heal. It's early in the year. Take care of what you got now. Tell these other kids to get after it and get going. And I think everybody is, well, there's a couple kids that aren't suited up for Silver Lake, but their studs are definitely on the field.
Oh, yeah. Let's take a look at some of your keys. Let's start it off here at Silver Lake. They started out, got a big play in the game. They got that fumble right off the bat, and they went down, turned it around downs. And then Stewart scored, then they scored. But then they gave up couple big plays in that second quarter. Of course, the coaches are going to be looking at that, talking about that, but maybe let's start here with Silver Lake.
Yeah, and defensive-wise, what I kind of written down here is play tighter, right? So there's no blazing speed necessarily for the Broncos. Good speed, but no blazing. I feel that their backs can cover that and stay through it. A lot of times we saw a quick slant or we saw them back off on that first down or that third down pass coverage. They're staying back too far. I think those kids got to get up, play tighter defense, and I think they got to make something happen through there. Also, that middle coverage has got to be better. Linebacker flow, they were getting blocks on them big play runs. They've got to do a better job getting off blocks, sealing up a hole. Can't have that happen. If you go to the offensive side of that deal, that middle coverage, they have really hurt Stewart with that, and they got to catch the ball. I still think they stick with that, throwing the ball with Boniface's arm. Don't go away from that. It's going to work if your guys catch the ball.
I was going to say one thing, their defense on the run, outside of that 43-yard run by Schmaderer, I mean, you take that. You take yardage. That down. That's 50 yards on the that's less than 50 yards on the ground, or right there at 50 yards. So they've done really good on that outside, that one explosive play. Now for the Stewart Broncos, let's start defensively as Jackson Tenben, so he can put his foot in the ground and turn on a dime. He can make you miss, and he's done a great job out there so far.
Yeah, and as you said before, you were calling, expecting the plays go to him. You want to be able to manage that game, and being that deal is you got to say, all right, who's covering who? So we got to stop that middle short pass. We got to be able to account for Ten Benzel and make sure we know where he's at all times. And I've seen both coaches for the Broncos say, what are we doing? Where are we at? It just looks a little confused out there. You got to have leadership to be able to talk on the field to make sure everybody knows what they're doing.
All right, I guess we don't have an extra 3 minutes, so let's talk offensively here.
Yeah, offensively real quick. I want to see that little mix it up kind of plays, right? So hit that quick slant again, hit something over the middle, then come back at them with another package. Maybe you keep a couple bigger guys in there so you think they got to respect run. Coach Sherman sometimes subs them kids in, and you know what that play is going to be. So mix that play calling up and keep your consistency getting that 5 to 6 yards of play.
All right. It was Silver Lake winning the toss. They deferred to the second half, and they will receive in the west. So that means Cameron Kalb going to kick this one from left to right. Ten Benzel is going to go over the top of his head, and I think if he stands about the 2 or 3, he has a chance to run that one back. It just sailed over the top of his head. So the Mustangs will start here at first down and 15 from their own 15. I tell you what, we're getting a little cloud cover, which is helping us. Ooh, yes. Hey, glad to have you along wherever you listen. We try to bring you the best we can here. We cover more football tonight. Greg Kinsey will be in Ainsworth. Well, he has the Ainsworth Bulldogs taking on the West Holt Huskies. Pair of teams looking for a victory. He'll have that for you right here on FM 92.7. Husker volleyball begins with pregame at 5, first serve at 6 on AM 141063. First play from the second half for the Mustangs. Boniface going to go with the pitch to the outside, give a chase on the Mustangs. Atwood Albright sheds the blocker, and then he's finished up is Ten Benzel by Tommy Paxton.
Outstanding pursuit there from Atwood Albright, right? Filled that hole up, ran through there, great angle, and then made the tackle right where it was. So loss of yardage. That's how a backer is supposed to do, right? They got to read a play, follow that ball, and then take a correct angle. Good job for that young man.
That is the first play for either team that lost yardage.
Interesting.
So that brings up a second down and 16. As soon as they said cloud cover is coming, the sun decided it didn't want to go start setting off to the west. Second down, 16, we'll call it here for the Mustangs. Quarterback Boniface looks. He's going to hand this one off. Ten Benzel. He'll make Tommy Paxton miss. He makes another guy miss. He's churning up towards the 20 to the 25-yard line. Man, that kid can run. And tell you what, he gets a tip of my hat and a nod right now for an all-state running back.
Yeah, outstanding their job. Just a one little hop, bounce step, another little step going through. Broncos, when you tackle, get your head up, please, right? Pretty simple to have you go in there and dive, but you got to keep your head up. See where that guy's going. It makes him easier cut if he can step around. He sees it going for his ankles. He's going to automatically get high knees and go through.
That's exactly what Coach Colin Sherman just showed out there. How about 8.6 yards per carry for Jackson Ten Benzel? 10 carries, 86 yards. It is a third down and 5 here for the Mustangs on their own. Looks like 25-yard line. Passing situation. Boniface, plenty of time. Going deep for this one. Looking around is Nigel Addison. And great defensive by the offensive player. Addison looked like he was going to pick it off as the intended target, I believe, was Kanehans, and he ends up ripping the ball out of Nigel Addison's hands.
Much better job for the secondary coverage is in your second level, right? Outstanding play by Nigel. You were step for step, went and found the ball, perfect position. But what makes that play even better is they had guys accountable underneath of him. So good job of halftime adjustments, trying to have the Broncos cover that short ground.
And then a football play by an offensive player knowing, hey, I got to, it's underthrown, I got to defend that. All right, Silver Lake will go for it here. Got to watch the Mustangs here. They might try to draw you off sides. It is a punt. And coach says, fire, don't even go after it. This one's going to hit at the 25, and they're going to go back like a sandwich to about the 30.
I wish my sandwich would do that right there. So, yeah, Tenzin got down there. We didn't cover that. He might have got about a 5-yard different bounce that way in favor for the Mustangs there. But Broncos a good field position at the 30.
Yeah, that's our first punt of the game. Thought maybe they tried to draw him off sides.
I would too there. As close as you were to trying to get that first down, get that hard count or something, and then everybody go. Because if you had intentions of punt, it doesn't matter if you back up 5 yourself.
All right, the first possession is a punt for the Mustangs of Silver Lake. 8:10 to go here in the third quarter. Stewart going to that tight I formation. Looks like they have put Littow back there in the backfield. They are going to get it to him. He's going to go forward. Ball fumbled. Going to go caught by Zane Duke. And again, another play that went Stewart's way. It was hit hard. The linebacker come up, put the helmet on the ball of Littow, went up in the air, and Zane Duke comes up out of there with it. And Zane Duke's going to be credited with a 7-yard run.
Attaboy kid, caught a touchdown pass last week. He's head on the swivel right there to scoop and make progress with that ball there as well. So
unbelievable.
Again, ball security, and like if it goes your way, it goes your way. But don't make the heart attacks happen any sooner than they have to. Keep control though.
Could not see if that was Skurdlin or who, but put the helmet on the ball. And again, Stewart going with the heavy backfield here with Owen Littow. Littow checking in about 195. Ball's loose again. He'll pick it up, keep running, and he gets to about midfield.
One of these times it isn't going to go your way against Skinner back, but nice job to scoop and score. And a little mobility hurts there. I couldn't see the exchange handoff, watching the play develop, watch the ball bounce, but couldn't tell if Cade maybe didn't get to him to get that ball or just had his hands wrong.
Here's one for you I just recognized. I saw the back judge move to the line judge. Yeah. We have lost one of our officials, so now we're a 4-man crew.
I saw him limping earlier. Don't know if he got a little knee action or whatever, but yeah.
He's been doing it for a while.
He has, yeah.
Third down and 5 here for Stewart. They're going to hand this one off to Schmaderer. He's going to get the first down. Rolls off. A guy rolls off 2 guys. He's still going. He's going to be up to about the 25, maybe the 24-yard line. Tough run for Cade Schmaderer.
Hey, right there, if you, Drew, and you take the ball.
Drew Schmaderer, excuse me.
You're good. Drew took the ball and does a nice job protecting. You don't have to pick it up off the turf. You do something, get extra yards. Keep your feet moving, make one guy miss, and just keep pumping. Nice effort that time by number 5.
Drew Schmaderer, sorry about that. You know, he kind of used to having a Cade Rum run from there when they handed it off to the first up back.
Right.
Cade was playing decoy back there in shotgun formation. First down and 15 here for the Broncos. Rum is under center this time. He'll pitch this one out to Littow. He's looking for some blockers, and he's going to be off, and it looks like a great pancake block by Atwood Albright and a touchdown from 24 yards out for Owen Littow.
Paxton just didn't quite chip enough his guys. Good jag by Owen Littow to come across there, get a little openness, break that up, and as you said, Atwood made the block. One guy downfield was Zane Doak, another block, and guess what? 6 bells just like that. Good answer coming out of the halftime there for the Broncos. Couldn't get a better deal. Stop on downs, and then here you go, putting it in.
Bolter kicked the first 2 through the uprights, has hit the bottom of the upright the last 2 times. Looks like Kalp to snap back to Nigel Addison. Addison places it down, and this one is going to be bobbled, and then it's going to be passed to Zane Doak for 1. It was bobbled, and here's what happened, folks that are not watching the video. Brody Conehans thought he was going to block it, but he didn't want to rough the kicker.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, here is Nigel Addison just picking the ball up, saying, oh, okay. And then here's Zane Doak running it off to the right side and catches it for the 1-point try.
The old fire play. So good heads up by that time of the team. They finally rushed somebody, and they created a little havoc, but good job for the Broncos to at least get 1 out of that.
Broncos now 3 plays that have went their way here in this one. And with 6:07 to go in the third, lead Silver Lake 35-13 from Stewart.
A tradition of caring. As a locally owned and operated funeral home for more than 50 years, Seeger Funeral Home understands the needs and challenges that arise when you're faced with the loss of a loved one. They know that each family is unique and has personal requests and traditions. They're here to help you through every decision in detail at this difficult time, doing all they can so that your loved one is honored, as they should be. Seeger Funeral Home with locations in Atkinson and Stewart.
You know, I kid around here as we get back to Stewart with the Stewart Broncos, and I say Littown, it's Littown. You got to say Litfester. Littown. 24-yard TD run. He bobbled the ball twice in this series and then gets a touchdown run.
Yeah, I had to give him a little grief. He was running the hay baler there, and I wanted to make sure he knew what he was doing. He says, "Don't worry about me," and then I had to text him here last week after a game. So here's a kickoff.
Tim Bensel gets it. He's at the 20, getting to the outside. He'll bowl through one of the guys out there before he's brought down at about the 32 or 3-yard line. Boy, what a weapon that kid is.
Yeah, just another good catch and go. So that one didn't carry to the end zone that time with Bolter kicking that one and able to catch and run, get that speed. And you got some size up there on the Silver Lakes Mustangs anyway. So if you get a couple good blocks, let's go. That's why I say it's so important for everybody to get down there as quick as you can to try and bust up a lane.
Now, we talked about not panic time for Silver Lake mid-second quarter when Stewart scored 3 times. It's panic time now, but don't throw something across the middle that might get picked off as they go to a tight formation here. Going to hand this one option play to the outside. Tim Bensel is knocked out of bounds. And now we got a late hit again, and that is going to be Atwood Albright. He is probably, and that's Tim Bensel going down. That's probably 5-6 yards after he was out of bounds.
Yeah, he's cramping up on that side there is Tim Bensel. But
at least it's a cramp.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you know he's out. You hear the whistle. Let him go.
That's the second time in this game. Those in a close ball game are a big difference maker.
Yeah, no reason for it. You got to be disciplined. You got to go through that. That just gives momentum to a team that's already on their ropes, and then you get a little hope going through there. Unnecessary. You just got to figure it out. You're a senior. You got to understand the game.
Going to give him a 7-yard carry, then a 15-yard penalty. That for the Broncos is the third 15-yard penalty. They also have one 5-yarder. That's going to be 50 yards and penalties for the Stewart Broncos. And just like that, Mustangs are into Stewart territory at the 28-yard line. 5:57 to go here in the third quarter. Silver Lake down 35-13. Kick this one to the outside. Cutting back with this one is Snell, and then he'll break a tackle, trying to cut back some more before he's finally brought down by Tommy Paxton. Boy, they got some shifty runners out there. Snell carries that one.
Yeah, Snell's got good footwork, but just keep going up this way, right? He's going to get close to that first down yardage, or at least contact another 4 yards down the field, I feel, if he gets to the sideline. So take on contact once in a while. Don't try to miss and have that fancy cutback if necessary.
Second down, we're going to call it about 11 to go here. Clock winding down to 5:28. Looks like into the ballgame, Briar Almgren. Boy, he grew up.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
190 pounds on the football roster, maybe 145 last year.
Hit the weight room for sure.
All right, he just checks in, giving Cameron Kalp a little break. You're also seeing Owen Littown getting a little bit of a break here on the sideline. Man in motion going to the left is Gerd Lint. Going to option it out to the right side. Snell, he's going to get hit. Nice tackle in there by Tommy Paxton. And also number 10, Hayden Dvorak, in a great display of sportsmanship as they help him up after about a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, outstanding there. Tommy just able to set that edge, and he just comes through. Huge wrap, and then you get your buddy HD to come across the top and lay the smack on him. So outstanding cavalry defense, as they say.
I'm taking a look across the sideline. Tim Bensel is putting down the water really quick. He has basically looks like maybe 2 hands putting down some water, and he is cramped up still. Got a little bit of a limp here. That has put Braden Snell, the sophomore, at running back. 3rd down and 10 here from the Stewart 23-yard line. Boniface goes on the double reverse. He's going to go out the left side. Knehans, he's trying to get past Schmaderer, and he is going to be close to the first down. He's going to be shy by about a yard and bring up 4th and about a yard.
Good job by Drew there. Really nice play call there by Coach Brown. Nice little quick hits. He didn't really find the ball if you're a defender hardly on that. Drew, nice job breaking his feet down. Try to have a stiff arm on him. He wouldn't have nothing of it. He's able to get through that and wrap up. So, yeah, 4th and 1.
Now you might try to draw them off sides. Yeah, did you just hear the coaching staff right after I said that? Don't jump. Ball basically in the red zone here in six-man football. It's on the 15-yard line. 4th and 1, probably 1.5 here. They get to the 13, should be good. Might have to measure it, get to the 12 for sure. It is their ball sitting just on the other side of the 15 of Stewart here. Here's a handoff. Snell going to be met at the 15-yard line, and he might even been drove back to the 16, and that is a great defensive play in there. I did not see who it was. Littow comes in and makes the stop.
Snell there looks like he maybe was cramped up there just a little bit as well. He tight leg going up through there, but he's limping off through there. He's going to be okay.
You had to go for that one on that 4th down.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely. I like the play call, just the execution wasn't there, right? Good surge by the defense. They were coming up, wouldn't have nothing. When you get one guy to get off his block and meet that running back behind the line of scrimmage, it always creates a little bit of recklessness, and there you go. Good job of the Broncos.
All right, so that is going to be a loss of a yard there, and it looks like Ten Benzel going to stay on the sideline on the defensive set here. Stewart ball, 3:21 to go in the third quarter, up 35-13. Pitch this one to Littow, cuts it back up. Great tackle by Boniface as he was getting pancake blocked by a big Zane Doak.
Yeah, outstanding job there. But, right now, if I'm Coach Sherman, I'm looking, hey, they got everybody stacked up on the line. A little 5-yard dump pass over the edge, that's going to bring a lot of havoc. They're bringing up tight. They know that run's starting to hurt them here a little bit. You got to make sure that you're aware of that little dump pass if you're the Mustang defense.
10 carries, 63 yards for Littow. 24 of those came on a touchdown run. Drew Schmaderer, haven't seen him carry the ball here yet in the second half. 5 carries, 84 yards, and a 43-yard touchdown. And now Kelly, the clock is the friend of the Stewart Broncos. 2:40 and counting here in the third quarter. Going to go out to Littow. He's going to be tackled up. There's a big Landon Deuster making a tackle. I think if Owen Littow just goes out there and sprints to the outside, he gets past that. He thought about jumping that, and I tell you what, remember the guy, the polar bear that played for Nebraska? I tell you what, Landon Deuster, he's maybe not that big of a, but I tell you what, they don't lift their weight, but man, he shed his blocker, made a great tackle.
I'd say he's all at 235, if not 250, right? So at the end of the day, I agree with that. Use that speed, make him have an angle to run with you, and then make your cut up as you come through. So good observation, Cody.
Third down, we're going to call it 11 here for the Broncos on their own 20-yard line. Here is Rum to pass this one, and this one is going to be incomplete. Schmaderer wanted a pass interference call, but that pass was short. Yeah. If it had been there, maybe a little higher, they probably get it. Great coverage there by Lanham Skurdlant, the senior defensive back, and the Silver Lake Mustang defense holds.
Yeah, first time there today other than that fumble on the opening possession. Are they going to make the Broncos punt through here? So good job that time right there. Mixing some calls up for the Mustangs go through there. And there again, that run game just wasn't quite enough there. As you said in that halftime show, one big play, they couldn't get nothing hardly out of that set.
Xander Journey comes in at the right defensive end. Standing back at about his own 25 is Snell. Looks like this is going to be Littow to punt into the wind. This one coming over to the right, going to hit about the 32, bounce back to about the 34-yard line, and Silver Lake Mustangs will get good field position off of a great defensive stand.
Yeah, and right now we're going to see what they do. So there again, clock went away, 1 point or one possession for each, or two possessions, I guess, there for Crew. But at the end of the day, minute 14 here left, or 41, left in this quarter. That one kind of went by a little quicker where everybody's kind of that defensive struggle bus going through.
Still taking a look to see if they have brought Ten Benzel back in. They have here. Yep. Tell you what, he's a game changer. They'll put him in the backfield here with Skurdlant. Going to go with an I formation in six-man football. You don't usually see 4 players lined up in a row in six-man. Back to pass, Boniface. He's looking. Going to go deep. And this one is going to be knocked out of the hands of the intended target, Snell. A great defensive play by Drew Schmaderer, and he'll help Snell up. That doesn't get much better than that for coverage.
No, that was a great job. Good position. Look back there just the last second. And got Snell there. He's just a little bit up. They're going to have to have a player down. I don't know if he's cramping early. I thought before there he was going through the same day. Yeah, his calf's cramped. You can see it.
All right, we're going to get a water timeout here. 1:34 to go in the third quarter. Stewart at home, 35. Silver Lake, 13 on our Tri-County Bank scoreboard.
Start the planning process now to maximize your yields and profits for the next growing season. The smart way to start is to stop in and speak to the experts at Stewart Fertilizer and Grain and set up a time to get soil samples of your row crop, alfalfa and meadow brown. Those soil samples will provide valuable information for the type and volume of fertilizer you need. Let Stewart Fertilizer and Grain get you and your fields on the right track to make next year's growing season your most profitable yet.
Hey, going to send a shout out to Jeremy Kroll. I don't usually get on my phone very often, but it's been blowing up like crazy as of late here. And shout out to Jeremy Kroll there in Ainsworth. Know him very well. Silver Lake is his alma mater. He says he used to wear number 84. 84
Really?
was his number. So any of those folks from Silver Lake listening, Jeremy is listening from the Ainsworth area there too. So
must have retired it. Don't have an 84 on the list. He was that good, huh?
That's what he said, but I was not going to put that out there. How about that? Yeah, and it does look like just cramping. We know that it's this type of weather that happens, and we've only had 2 players cramping getting up here. Big hand for Braden Snell from the Stewart fans as well as the Silver Lake fans. He's going to, and I don't know if that's a cramp. I don't know if he grabbed a little bit of his knee there. Yeah, I don't know. He's trying to put pressure on it, but whatever it is, we wish him the best of luck. But, it is that type of weather out there where cramping happens.
And if your coaches, you look ahead of that forecast and you tell your kids, flush water, like seriously, just do nothing but drink water, and water. 2 days in prior in advance, and even through the day, it doesn't matter. You got to have that in your bodies. It goes out so fast. Pickle juice, whatever you want to do, a salt pill, whatever it takes. But so far, so good, for knock on wood for the Broncos. But, we saw the Silver Lake guys, as you mentioned earlier, second quarter kind of taking knees and not much subs. They're being Ironmen right now. They got to go after
6-man Ironman football. Yep. I remember playing 11-man Ironman football. Nothing like this. It's track meet out there. Boniface back to pass. He's got a little bit of time. Now he's having to scramble to his left. He's going to dump it off and dropped. Girdland drops it. There was nobody within about 15 yards of him. And then all of a sudden, as soon as they say that, here comes Littow skirting over here to look. Hey, Coach, I was there.
Landrum's going to want that one back. That's the second big drop he's had. He had a lot of open field, and that's what you give up when you send the 2 guys rushing right there. Just there again, literally when he caught his hand, just came straight down. Pull the hands right to your face, right to your chest, and make that catch hold in through there. So huge break.
We'll give it to him a little bit here. Might have been just a tick high, but it was a chance for them to get big yardage play there. All right, just the center there by himself with Boniface wanting the ball. Here comes the heat by Paxton. Pass going to be caught by the big man. I love it. Landon Deuster for a first down at 19 yards. And now he's cramping up.
Oh, no, I hate to see that.
Yeah. Now he's cramping up.
What an excellent pitch and catch right there that time, Boniface. Nice job. Let him right through there. Albright was there on defensive coverage, but weather just starting to take its toll right now.
Deuster outrunning the defensive back right there. How about that big man?
Outstanding play.
Yes, great play there. So we're going to have another timeout. It looks like another cramping issue for the Mustangs, but the Mustangs now in Stewart territory at the 26-yard line. Minute 19 to go in the third. Stewart 35, Silver Lake 13.
At the old reliable, the Atkinson Livestock Market, they're proud to be one of the oldest livestock markets in the area, building success around the consignor and the purchaser. From advice on the industry to market issues to buying and selling. Sale day is Tuesdays. View their sales live over the internet at cattleusa.com. Call Wes Kilmurray at 402-340-4225 or at the barn 402-925-5141. Their desire is to be of service to you at the Atkinson Livestock Market.
All right, they're going to get Landon Deuster up here after he's cramping a little bit here to Kelly. And tell you what, it's just a rigorous game, the 6-man football. It's a track meet on grass, basically, is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of yards, a lot of offensive. You get a lot of play calls and such, especially when the scoring gets high. So stay at it. Here we go, under center.
I didn't quite see who checked in for him. Boniface looks. He's going to go. They're going to go with an option play. Tim Bensel has it out to the left side. Tim Bensel going to get it about the 10, inside about the 8-yard line. We got a flag on the play. The Stewart coach and staff wanted a holding. We'll see if that happens.
Yep, it's going to, they're calling it 25 maybe, was there?
Okay, we do see number 33 into the game now. Xander Journey, maybe Xander checking in here for Landon Deuster. Tell you what, that's our first